Tom never won, not once, and you watched it every day, and you loved every second of it. But here's what nobody told you. You weren't just watching a cartoon, you were doing therapy without knowing it, and science can prove it. Stay with me. Subscribe to Rewound Brain. This is exactly what we do every week. Tom and Jerry started in 1940. It never needed a single word of dialogue. No villain, no hero, just a loop of chaos, pain, and survival. And somehow, that loop made you feel better every single time. Here's the first thing psychology says about that. Watching violence with no consequences releases built-up frustration safely. Psychologists call this catharsis. Your stress goes into the cartoon and comes out as laughter. But there's something even deeper going on, something nobody talks about. Let's talk about Tom first. Tom was not stupid. Tom was trying everything he had, and it never worked, no matter how hard he tried. Sound familiar? Think about your own life right now. You work hard, you plan, you try, and sometimes a tiny mouse still beats you. And watching Tom get beaten over and over gave you something crucial: permission. Permission to fail and still come back tomorrow. Tom showed you resilience before you knew the word existed. Now, Jerry, the one everybody loved but nobody admitted why. Jerry was smaller, weaker, outnumbered, and won every single time. Jerry represented every underdog fantasy you ever had. The boss who underestimated you, the system that thought you were too small, Jerry beat them all. And psychology has a name for why that felt so good: vicarious triumph. Your brain experiences Jerry's wins as your wins. Every time Jerry outsmarted Tom, your stressed brain got a hit of dopamine. Quick pause. If this is making you see Tom and Jerry differently, subscribe to Rewound Brain. New video every week. Here's the actual science, and it's more interesting than you'd expect. A 2016 study found that laughter physically lowers cortisol. That's your stress hormone. Tom's pain literally lowered your stress chemicals. That sounds dark, but it's actually how human psychology has always worked. We've always watched fictional suffering to process real pain. Tom and Jerry was just the most perfectly engineered version of this. No words, repeating patterns, clear outcome, zero ambiguity. Your brain loved that. In a world full of complexity, Tom and Jerry was beautifully, perfectly simple. But here's where it gets personal, and I want you to really sit with this. Tom and Jerry taught you something about suffering that your parents probably never said out loud. Suffering is temporary. It ends, and then you get up and try again. Tom got hit by a frying pan every episode and came back every episode, and you absorbed that pattern. That pattern is living in you right now. When you face something hard, you get back up. Tom taught you that. And Jerry taught you something just as important. Intelligence beats strength. Creativity beats power. And being small doesn't mean being powerless. So why do you still think about Tom and Jerry as an adult? It's not the cartoon you miss, it's the feeling of watching it. The feeling of zero responsibilities. The feeling of pure, uncomplicated laughter. The feeling of being completely safe in a world that made sense. Tom and Jerry gave you a 7-minute window where nothing in the real world could touch you. And your brain still craves that window, even now. So next time someone judges you for rewatching Tom and Jerry as an adult, tell them you're doing cortisol management through clinically validated stress relief methods. Which one were you, Tom or Jerry? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. Subscribe to Rewound Brain. Every week we find the psychology hiding inside your childhood cartoons. Tom never won, but he never stopped, and neither should you.